Hello my beautiful bookish friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my July TBR and I'm very excited to be doing it because not only is my theme for this month fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres even though it never used to be, but Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads are once again hosting Summerween. So I have my Summerween TBR in here as well. This is going to be a lofty month, but given the material that I will be reading, I think I will get through it very quickly. So let's talk about it. So I am editing another video right now and also getting ready for work here in a second, but I thought I would pop in and I did add a couple books to my TBR because of some of the holds that got, like, my holds were ready at the library, so I have a couple audiobooks ready. I'm going to be listening to The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre, which is one where it is about a girl who every production she's in, she falls in love with someone in that production, and then they break up and it ruins the production. So she makes a promise to her friends that she will not fall in love with anybody during their production of Macbeth because it's already a cursed show. But then obviously that falls apart, so she starts this like secret relationship with this girl. And yeah, I think it's going to be just a really cute contemporary. So I have that, and then also I was able to get Fable on audiobook, which I wanted to read a couple months ago but didn't have a chance to, but it fits my fantasy elements for this month, so I really want to do that. That is about a girl who is a smuggler and a trader. I think she gets traded for something because her parents are pirates, or someone kills her parents or something. I don't quite remember. I talked about it in depth in my May TBR, I think. So if you want to see it, check it out there. And then I have a hold on another book called The Hollow, which is like a YA paranormal kind of fantasy romance, I think. I don't know. But I'm going to try and listen to that as well. But I wanted to throw those in here. And if I don't get them, I don't get to them. But I want to put them in there as well and mention that I will be finishing the Honey Don't list in July. So Summerween starts July 2nd through the 8th. So I just want to touch on those really quickly because I want to get those challenges obviously out of the way first. So the first challenge is to read in the dark. That's just, you can read with your flashlight. I will probably go outside and sit on my deck and read under the porch light out there in the dark because that's kind of spooky and fun. So that's what I'll be doing for that one. But the next challenge is to read a paranormal book, and I have chosen Paper Girls Volume 1. Now this is specifically a book set on Halloween in 1988, where 12 newspaper girls uncovered the most important story of all time. But it says in here that there is paranormal elements, suburban drama, supernatural mystery, all that kind of stuff. And I can already tell by just looking at the art style, like there is maybe some monsters in here, but it's hard to tell because everybody's in costume. But there's like jack-o'-lanterns and stuff in it, so I think this will be very good. And I've also heard that overall this is a really good series. So we're gonna shoot for that. I'm trying to do the shorter books during Summerween. Next challenge is to read a horror book. So I am going to listen to The Girl from the Well. All the Fran Chepaco's writing so far I have really loved. So I'm very interested to read it. But also this is free with my Audible subscription. So I'm going to listen to it, and it said the audiobook is only 6.5 hours, even that's on like normal speed, and I usually listen to everything on 2 times the speed. So I think this will be good. I know the tagline is I am where dead children go. And it's about a spirit who's very angry. Her life was taken from her 300 years ago. Now she's a restless spirit. So, and then she meets a 17-year-old. So I think it's just going to be very spooky, obviously paranormal as well. And this one I might like listen to in the dark. That might be kind of my thing. Or, something like that. I've never read a horror book yet. So I'm excited to see if I like it. I probably won't because I don't even like horror movies that much. I just like the characters and the makeup. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Another book that kind of fits my read a paranormal / horror is The Afterlife of the Party by Melanie Perez. I want to try and read this month. Now, I might not get to it during Summerween, but I will try. And this girl basically goes to a party, gets bit by a vampire, and becomes one. Now, Melanie Perez wrote the Dead Is series, which is one of my very favorites. I have it right here. You guys can't see it, but it's an 8-book series I absolutely loved. So I'm really excited to read this. This just came out like in 2020, I think, or maybe right at the beginning of 2021. But yeah, this is like, there's like a love story. It's kind of a teen drama. It's a YA paranormal / contemporary type book. But I think it'll be very good. It seems fun, and I think this might be the start to a new series. I'm not sure. Next one is read a book with Halloween colors on it, and I am going to listen to, because I know it's on Hoopla, but I have it physically as well, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I have never read the Shadowhunter series, and I'm a big fan of Emma books, so she's like the authority on these. So I want to try and read it, see if I like it. I have a lot of this series because I got it from my friend who was moving. She sold me some of her books. And I know this is like a quintessential, like mid 2000s, probably like late 2010s or early 2010s, sorry, series that everyone like fell in love with because there was the movie and then there was the show and all of that stuff. And I did not watch any of it. So I'm late to the party, but we're going to see if I like it and, you know, get on the hype train for this one. And the last thing is to make a fall drink, like bake or make a fall drink while you are doing a spooky read. So I don't know what I'll make yet. Probably a drink, just because I don't feel like baking in the summer a whole lot. But yeah, we're gonna give that a go. And that'll be whenever, obviously. So I have like 4 books that kind of go with that, 3 or 4 depending on how I look at it. But let's get into the rest of the fantasy stuff for my TBR. So basically, I'm taking this whole month to try and either start fantasy series that are really hyped, like with City of Bones, or start ones that I have heard about from other booktubers and are really interested in. So I'm going to start the Ace of Shades. I think it's the Shadow Games series. This one I heard Emma Books talk about as well. But there is Casino's Family Reign, there's Gangs. So I think it's kind of like, there's some sort of paranormal or fantastical element with these. I don't really remember, and maybe that's good so I don't ruin it for myself. I know this is a series and it just finished. But yeah, there's like gangs and stuff like that, and I've never really read anything that has it. This girl's leaving finishing school, and her reputation behind her father and mother's trail in the city where no one survives uncorrupted. So I think it's going to be very interesting, kind of like a Vegas, but there's a game involved. So kind of like Caraval situation. I don't know. We'll see if I like it, but I've heard good things, so I'm going to give it a shot. Then I'm finally going to start one of the most hyped series ever. I've never read anything by this author. I have not read any of the series, but it's blowing up on TikTok again, and everyone and their mother who has read books and talks about them on BookTube has talked about this. I'm going to start Throne of Glass. So this is all about a female assassin, and that's like all I really know. And I know people go crazy for it. It's all the YA goodness and angsty romance. And I know that all carries over to A Court of Thorn and Roses and that stuff, which I want to try and read. So yeah, magic is gone from the world. A vicious king rules from a throne of glass. An assassin comes to the castle. She does not come to kill, but to win her freedom. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone loves this book, and I want to see if I love it too. So I'm going to start reading that. And then continuing the hype train, I'm going to try and read From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, apparently, the second book is already out, and people have read it and are losing their minds. And the third book is not out yet, or it's already been announced or something to that effect. But this is a fantasy romance, which I have never really read, but apparently it is addictive, and it kind of falls into the same line as Sarah J. Maas, and people are just obsessed with this book, and it's very steamy, and people go nuts for it. So I'm gonna see if I like it and like need the rest of the series. And if I do, then I'll get it. But I don't think I'll be disappointed, just because like Olivia Reads a Latte recommended this one, and she usually, anything she likes and does not like, I also feel the same. But this author has a ton of stuff, so maybe if I like this one, I'll like the other ones. So we'll see. And the last book I have, I don't know that I will like start to finish, kind of. I think I'll read this kind of in between like reading sprints, or like if I get bored with one and just want to read something else, I will dip into this. But this is the Books A Million special edition of Epic Tales, Norse Myths and Tales. I am very interested in these. I keep getting those like Norse myths and legends stuff on TikTok, and I am Scandinavian, and we think we're from Sweden, but this kind of all goes into that section of the world and their belief systems, and kind of Asgard and Loki and Thor and Hela. And yes, I'm just naming people from the MCU, but also I know they're part of this like religion and belief system, so I want to know more about it. And maybe like people like my family may have believed in it at one time. But this is really long, and it is, I mean, it's very tiny, heavy historical print. So yeah, this one could take a while to read, but I can just kind of read it in chunks and sections. So that is it for my July TBR. It is a hefty one, but I am excited to read through all this stuff and read some fantasy, because I haven't done that in a while. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.